We finally have the ability to simulate games in College Retro Bowl, a feature that was added. Not really many people I think asked for at the time, and then now that it was added to Retro Bowl, it was like, hey, this is almost a necessity. And I've been hearkening back to this for like 2 years, honestly. Like, I don't know what the receipts are specifically to pull back to, but a lot of old videos that I have on the channel reference when will simulation be added to the game? When are you going to do the FCS jerseys? When simulation's added to the game? When are you going to do it? When simulation's added to the game? And now it's coming. From what I see, I have a little mole on the inside who is sharing some information with me. It might not be groundbreaking at this point. I don't know how far behind I am, but I thought, you know what? Is it relevant enough in my own headcanon to make a video? I think, you know what? Yeah, it's time to talk a little bit about Retro Bowl as we are, well past the draft in real life. As we are moving into OTAs, where will Aaron Rodgers sign? Oh my God, it's not like he's like the 43rd best quarterback at his age relative to injury history and long-term asset accrual. Doesn't matter. The point is, simulations added to Retro Bowl College, and with that, we also get the sim interrupt feature, which is just a little addition where you don't have to just diagnose this will be a simulated game. I am throwing it up to RNG. Chance will take care of it. We are a long time coming. I think that we have missed the boat on this entirely, but better late than never. And we also have the ability to have college teams play against pro teams. Oh, with the 0-16, Cleveland Browns from 2016 or whatever it was, would they beat the Alabama team? Like, the thing is, you can't, there's no sandbox mode. So what I would really like to see with this, if they were going to add it, because further down you'll see that you have and I'm not going to show any clips, I don't have access to this, but you're going to have the ability to edit the names and the jerseys of your pro teams in your College Retro Bowl save. So add that to the 250 other jerseys you're going to have to do. Now you got 32 more new ones. Now whether you'd have to change the jerseys, I'm sure that'll be accurate for the NFL teams. You just have to change the names. That'll only take a couple minutes. But the point I'm getting at is if there was a sandbox mode where you could edit the rosters, edit the likeness on the faces and change the names and then custom set all the attributes, that'd be cool because then you can actually create what you envision. But if it's just like, can this generic Chiefs team destroy this generic, Maine, University of Maine team? Whatever. I thought the exhibition game mode, or whatever you really call it, the exhibition feature, I've been very negative on in the addition to Retro Bowl, just because I thought, who would want to play a random exhibition game unless you're playing with a buddy and you're like, now you try to beat the CPU, which, congratulations, you can beat the computer on Retro Bowl. Retro Bowl, minus the fumbling, maybe there's some skill gap to it. Maybe I'm just so good at it that it really just is not that much of a challenge. But if you got a bad team, if you got a decent team, that's a different story, it's a little bit easier. But regardless of that, I think the exhibition, they're like fully saying, this wasn't a waste of allocated resources and development time. See, we have college versus pro. Now we're like doubling down. Okay, whatever, that's cool. Like I said, you have the ability to edit that. Postseason college winners. So basically like the Super Bowl winners that you have in Retro Bowl, you're going to be able to see, it said like the top three, I don't know if it's like FBS, FCS, Division 1, Division 2. I don't know exactly what all the information is, but there's like a long list of all the winners. So adds to the history of your league. Something I always wanted to talk about that is just like a little feature that I'll give Retro Bowl some credit here, because this is something that when College Football 25 came out, they didn't even have this feature. When your players get drafted in College Football 25, let's say I remember I was doing the East Carolina Pirates, and Siobhan Revelle was a first-round pick, and he gets drafted the next year. It just says your players and where they go. They go in the first round, they go in the third round, whatever round it is. It doesn't even say what NFL team they go to. And this is a game that has NFL license. EA has the NFL license, so it's not like they'd shy away from saying, oh, Siobhan Revelle went to the Indianapolis football team. No, they could literally say the Indianapolis Colts. They don't even have that feature in the game. I'm sure College Football 26 will have that little piece. But College Retro Bowl, years ago when it came out, had the ability to say, okay, your player got drafted from Texas and went to, Pittsburgh. And again, it doesn't say the Pittsburgh, I almost said 76ers, Flyers, the Pittsburgh, I almost said Penguins and Steelers we are long removed from the NFL. We are really deep in the offseason. But regardless, I always thought that was cool. And you could see like the jersey color, when he goes into the history book and he moves on. And we also have the league restart screen. Oh my God. How annoying was it, to play franchises and to play season over season, and you click on the top right, and maybe you don't even care. And honestly, I don't know what the functionality of the league restart screen really is. It's more of a proof that you don't cheat and just don't quit out of your games like a little baby. You accept your losses on the chin. That was never even there. It'd be like, we have a lot of balancing to do before you can see this. Before you can see this numerical spreadsheet overview of your season between schedule and statistics that is way less practical and way less appealing than just looking at your stats or scrolling on the top to look at your schedule. We have to figure out GPA, and we need to figure out how to make sure these minor teams stay minor. So until then, you will not be able to see how many times you quit out of the game when you were playing Texas and you kept losing because you suck. So that is in the game now. That's very cool. Overall, it's been a while since we've talked about Retro Bowl, so I don't even know what the feeler or sentiment is. It's been a while since I've played, but like I said, free Apple subscription to Apple Arcade, so that means a couple more videos are coming your way. I have kind of been keeping an eye. Every once in a while I check the Retro Bowl Twitter. It's really just all about their racing game. That's all well and good. Or it's not really it's New Star Games' Twitter. And I also do look at the App Store every once in a while. And I go to the Apple Arcade just to look, maybe like once every other week, maybe once a month, just to see what new updates are coming to NFL Retro Bowl 25. And you know what? It's not a lot of additions to anything as far as gameplay goes, which I do feel like there's a lot of untapped potential there. But it is a lot of roster additions. They add 6 DBs here, they add 4 linebackers here, couple quarterbacks, couple wide receivers. I don't know what the player pool looks like. It's been a long time since I've played, but I bet you it is exponentially more. Now, whether the ratings are accurate, whether Tua has maxed arm strength like he did when I first started playing the game, or, Bryce Young was, maybe he has played himself into a 4-star potential. I don't really remember what they did. They did something that was a little bit nasty. They gave Jaden Daniels, I feel like, kind of a low starting rate, but they gave him a high potential. It doesn't matter. Some of the ratings were actually pretty good. But Tua, come on now. I mean, what are we talking about? That was like the first thing when I noticed. I was like, what is this? Someone's either got to be a Dolphins fan on this New Star Games rating system. I want this. I don't know why, but I just want this sandbox feature. I want to be able to adjust, stuff in a commissioner mode and then get into it. But, that is a hedonic treadmill of human nature. We've got simulation finally added, coming to the game, I should say. And now I'm like, you know what? Where's the sandbox mode? But no, this is a really good feature overall. Think about what this gives us. This gives us the ability now to say, I'm going to take the worst team in the Big Ten, which when I made my Michigan State episode, once somebody said, Michigan State's not the worst team in the Big Ten. Yeah. It's probably Northwestern or Rutgers, or it's probably not Michigan State for sure. But regardless, you can take a team, build them from the bottom to the top, and you get to get in all your favorite features of a college season, which would be basically just freshmen, honestly. Play a couple games here and there, play some bowl games and freshmen. That's the 1 and 2. The rest of it, we can forget about. But hey, you don't have to play as many games now. You can just simulate through. Pretty cool. I do want to see rushing stats added for quarterbacks with a lot of speed. I do want to see that added. I think that's important. Again, I don't know what the simulation engine on the NFL Retro Bowl 25 game looks like. I guess we'll find out in a couple months when I pop that free 3-month subscription and hopefully, pushes me in from, I'd probably have to pop it. I think it's going to expire in August. So we'll go August, September, October, and you know what? Maybe they'll convince me to spend the $7 or $14 to push through the regular season. I don't know. That's a future Greg decision to make. I am a very day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute. I don't like to think much more than a couple minutes ahead. So, again, what's your guys' temperature and sentiment on the game? Are we still playing it? I know we're like in basketball season, so maybe it doesn't even matter right now. But let's say it was September 27th. Would we want to fire it up? Are you playing super tiny football? Are you playing chess? You big into chess now? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if we're excited about this. And does that mean, can I confirm FCS jerseys are coming? Some sort of realism guide overhaul will be coming, because now with the changes to the divisions as well, a lot of people I see comment on that old video and say, my team's not here. This team is here. How did you even have this? Well, it's like, well, dude, I was a trailblazer. We were early to this, you know, and now you just joining the fray. We are well beyond. You don't even know what it used to be like. You know, I'm like the old head that's like, you know, walking up the hill both ways to school. Like, that's how I feel. I'll have to do some sort of updated Bulls names. Fuck it, we'll throw, you know, the pro team. It'll be like a complete Retro Bowl realism guide, complete Retro Bowl college realism guide overhaul, something like that. So I can confirm that will be coming in the next, you know, couple months. Whenever this update comes out, get my hands on it. You guys will see it here on the channel. And you know what? If I fire up the game and I think this is sweet, let's try it out, I could just see myself being excited to be able to play Retro Bowl College and actually be able to play and simulate the games and get through seasons. But maybe I do it and I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it. This isn't scratching that little itch for me. I won't do it, you know. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think about this update. If you're excited, if you get a Rats Keister, I don't know. Let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.